Georgia, the site of the 2014 SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. We are into day 3. But as far as Kentucky is concerned, it is day 1. And it has become Catlanta here in Georgia's capital city, Kentucky and LSU. A big-time, physical, round 3 set for you on SEC TV.
And when we carry this alive, we're gonna light up the night. Singing, we're keeping on,
For 3. He got it.
we'll survive. And when we carry this alive, we're gonna run down the mountain. Yeah, we're keeping on, keeping on.
It is time for SEC basketball from inside the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 games coming up tonight on SEC TV, whittling down this tournament from a field of 14 to just 4. As LSU and Kentucky are getting set to go head-to-head in the first game of 2 tonight here in Atlanta. As we welcome you inside the Dome, Dari Noka here alongside with my friends and comrades throughout the week. Former Vanderbilt Commodore Barry Booker, former SEC player and coach and current athletic director at Birmingham Southern College, Joe Dean Jr. This, the 3rd game of the day. It started with the #1 team in the nation. That would be Florida, and a 23-game win streak as they were taking on Missouri in a game the Tigers figured to have. Look at Scotty Wilbekin. He hit 5 threes.
The steal and the three-point basket lit up the Gator Nation, and Scotty Wilbekin and Michael Frazier, 10 out of 13 today from the field. Unbelievable shooting from Florida.
Yeah, they each hit 5 threes. Florida as a whole hit 12 of 21 from out there. They've won 24 in a row. This game was tied at the half, though you'd never believe it by looking at the final. South Carolina, the surprise of the field, with 2 wins coming into this one against Tennessee, but quite frankly, just outmanned by the Volunteers, who are playing very well now.
And it's been Tennessee's defense that has made the difference. They have been dominant these last few ball games at that end of the court. That makes them a dangerous basketball team.
Tennessee wins for the 5th straight time. They've now won 14 straight against South Carolina. That sets up Florida and Tennessee in one semifinal to be played at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. And we will know the other semifinal at the end of this night as Kentucky and LSU face off, and then it is Georgia and Ole Miss. Now, as far as Kentucky and LSU goes, this is game 3. The first 2 have been incredibly exciting. We started back in January in Baton Rouge. LSU gets the victory here. And then let's fast forward to February at Rupp Arena. Anthony Hickey, a Kentucky native, was fantastic.
From Hopkinsville, Kentucky, he lit up Kentucky for 20 points, 8 assists, only 1 turnover in 44 minutes of action.
And then in overtime, look at the bounce to Julius Randle. Kentucky avoids the sweep by LSU.
Came up with the win at home, and this will be much like a home game here in Catlanta at the Georgia Dome tonight.
As I look around, it is a sea of blue inside what is the home of the Atlanta Falcons. Catlanta is indeed in full effect. First game of 2 coming right up. LSU and Kentucky.
Inside the Georgia Dome as LSU and Kentucky kick off our evening session of Quarterfinal Friday. It's championship week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The Big Blue in the house. LSU and Johnny O'Brien ready to go. It was a dynamic regular season. 2 matchups between these 2 clubs. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is former Missouri All-American John Sunvold. Glad you could join us. And LSU played outstanding basketball last night. They played well against this Kentucky team in the regular season games. But let's focus on the Wildcats for a moment, because obviously down the stretch, not great. They struggled, to say the least. Where are the Cats right now as we hit postseason play?
Dave, they lost 3 of the last 4, but that's regular season. I was reminded today by Cat fans around the downtown of Atlanta. They are ready. It's their time of the year, Kentucky says. We'll see how the Wildcats play tonight.
All right, well, good showdown coming up. And speaking of that, it's our Sonic Showdown. And for that, we go down in the paint area. Johnny O'Brien III, Julius Randle, 2 of the best in the business down in the paint.
Well, 2 Warriors going at each other and has been terrific against each other this season. Johnny O really winning both matchups, even though the team split.
Take a look at the Tigers starting 5. This group was effective last night in their opening round win. They're 19-12 overall, finished 500 in league play. Hickey, Martin, O'Brien, Coleman, and the freshman Jordan Mickey. Now for Kentucky, speaking of freshmen, there they are. 5 of them will start the game, but as you hear time and time again, you're not freshmen anymore. But I tell you what, you can use that all you want, but postseason basketball, for guys who haven't been there before, you're still freshmen in some regards.
You are, but when you're in a Kentucky uniform, this is the time of year that you're supposed to shine, and we'll see how they play. LSU, a very confident team when they match up against Kentucky. They're powerful, they're fast, they think they can handle this Kentucky pressure.
LSU came off a regular season-ending loss to Georgia. Didn't have much of that confidence, but boy, they brought it here last night. Everybody was making shots, including that guy right there. Siobhan Coleman continues his hot hand.
How well does LSU shoot the ball when Johnny O'Brien is double-teamed? In the two matchups, remember, Johnny O'Brien had 29 in game one and 22 in the second game. Outstanding play.
Here's Randall, Mr. Double-Double. Tied for the league high with 18 of those, but coughs it up there, and Coleman thought about the three, and they'll reset the offense. LSU, a team averaging 76 points a game. That's third in the conference. Kentucky, just a fraction better. They are second in the conference in scoring. Another three from Siobhan Coleman. And a quick timeout by Kentucky.
You double inside and you kick it out, and where will they spot up to find the shooters? And Coleman was outstanding last night. He's long enough, and when he shoots it well, extremely accurate. 6'5" out top. When you get to him, it's maybe too late because of his ability to get up in the air.
How good was Johnny O'Brien last night? Doubled, even triple teamed. Very patient and found open guys on the floor. One of the better big man performances we have seen in a while in terms of distributing the basketball.
Johnny O is a focal point because of how powerful and strong he is, and when you double team him, can his teammates make buckets?
Time for our Principal Financial Group edge to the game, and Johnny O, I mean, he just needs to do what he's doing.
I could put Johnny O on both sides because he's a focal point of what Kentucky would do, but the perimeter shooting already, they're 2 for 2 beyond the three. The defensive intensity, they didn't even challenge Coleman on that shot, but where's the confidence of this Wildcat team? They've lost 3 of 4. That's highly unusual, not thought of in Kentucky land, and here they are, down 6-0 already, the turnover on their first possession. First 2 times that these teams played, LSU played a zone both times entirely. Now they open up man-to-man defensively.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 85 minutes of zone defense Kentucky faced in their 2 games. And there's James Young knocking home the three, his 68th three of the year on his 200th attempt.
The most consistent of the Cats that shoots it from outside, over 35% from 3.
Here goes Hickey for 3. He drains it. That is 3 for 3 for the Tigers out of the locker room.
Kentucky will want Johnny O'Brien to put it on the floor, make him drive. They don't want him to face up because he can see the floor. He can also shoot jump shots. They want him to bounce it so they can attack it. So far, it hasn't worked.
Randall off the mark. Martin gets it off to Hickey.
Dave, you've seen LSU play. They are the one team in this league that physically can match up with the bodies of Kentucky and really physically match up with any team in the country.
Harrison kicks it out to Young. Tries again. Got it again.
Partner, we're in a shootout. 5 threes so far in this ball game.
That's a 2 off the mark. See?
I'll say this, so LSU doesn't need a shootout. That shot's too fast in their half-court offense. Go back and find Johnny O. See if you can put it in his hands.
Aaron Harrison. No good. O'Brien the rebound.
Think back of the game these teams played in Baton Rouge. 11 blocked shots for this LSU team.
And a foul against the Wildcats. That'll go against Dakari Johnson.
And don't think the Wildcats are a little slow on their blocking shots. They led the SEC in block shots this year ahead of LSU, and they blocked 8 in the second matchup with this team.
Coach Cal said he really needed to get his guys to buy into the defense. They really struggled the last couple of weeks with that intensity that you talked about. Coach Cal also mentioned that, you know, teams are playing them physical. I mean, it has become, teams are just realizing that's how you got to attack Kentucky, and he wanted his guys during this last week to get that edge back and match the physicalness that they've been seeing.
Yeah, they had a hard week of practice, and his comment was, we need to get our mojo back. Now, there is two things about it. Good drive, good finish by Harrison. Two things about it. Great high school players don't make great college players. It's not automatically handed to you. And the guys in the LSU uniform, they don't look at Kentucky as though it's a bunch of junior seniors that are dominating. The psychology of it is different than it has been in certain years.
Jordan Mickey with that basket for LSU.
Talk about an outstanding freshman. Mickey, one of the best in the country.
Young, top of the key three. And Mickey chases it down in the corner. Off to Anthony Hickey out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You know, the last 3 years he's enjoyed taking on the Wildcats.
Hickey had 20 in the game in Lexington.
Martin. Look at the big fella. Burying a three at 6'9", 241 pounds.
Soft touch, great hands, physical inside. Pretty good combination of things. And LSU has stayed in their man-to-man defense.
Here's Randall, one-on-one with Mickey. Takes it inside and hit the back of the rim. Randall still working for it. The scramble for the ball off to Young. Harrison in the lane. Off to Johnson. The big fella double clutched off the window.
Good play. Give an assist also to Randall for the excellent hustle that ball on the floor. Most big guys would give up on, especially against the size of the LSU players. Randall came away with it. They got a bucket.
O'Brien squares up. Bottom of the net.
And that's what they do not want Johnny O'Brien to do. And I'm talking about Kentucky. They don't want him to shoot jump shots. They want him to put it on the floor, make him move, and they can attack him.
Andrew Harrison. Now Young. Bumped on the way to the basket. And some free throws coming up. A lot of blue in the house, as always. You never forget. You just never forget, do you? Kentucky LSU. Back in a moment. Kentucky's hit 4 of 8 to start the game, a couple of three-pointers, but LSU is 6 of 8, and they are 4 of 5 from behind the three-point line, and the Tigers lead Kentucky by 6. Dave Neal, John Sunvolt, Shannon Spake working the sidelines for you. Glad you could join us for the opening game of the night session on quarterfinal Friday. 14:56 to go from the Georgia Dome. Here is James Young, who was 14th in the conference in scoring. Averaging 14.5 a game, a 67% foul shooter on the year.
Dave, which team I think could get to the rim and put pressure on the other will be better than just a jump shooting contest? Believe me, I like jump shooting, and I think it's important. But there's a tendency early in a game that can be fool's gold if you make too many early, and you get comfortable at that.
Last night, LSU knocked home 50% of their threes. They were 11 out of 22 against Alabama.
This building has provided some pretty good shooting performances so far in this tournament.
Alley-oop. Wow. Johnny O'Brien from Martin.
So not fool's gold from outside. Let's just put it to the rim. Good back screen. Good play out of the timeout.
Here's Young. Harrison steps inside the arc at the elbow, knocks down that jump shot.
Good bucket by Harrison, but lack of movement again on that offensive end by Kentucky. They've got to be more movement, got to have harder cuts. That's a tough shot. Wow.
That's 2 of those. That time he did it over the 7-footer, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Cauley-Stein on the all-defensive team in the SEC. Not many can go over the top of him.
Cauley-Stein misses. There's Johnny O'Brien for the rebound. All right, he traveled.
Out of the timeout, when the possession came down, we're going to take a look at a screen over here and then a back pick And if you don't communicate and talk, here comes the roll, there's the back screen, and Cauley Stein went above the screen instead of below it, and there's too much space. That pass was perfectly thrown, easy execution. Johnny O'Brien off to a good start. He'll have a seat for a few minutes.
Harrison.
Keep an eye on the Cats and their man-to-man offensive move. If there's enough movement, if they're making LSU guard cuts, are they making them guard screeners? If not, LSU can sit in the lane and wait and block shots.
Harrison hacked on the way to the basket. That'll go against Odo, and that'll be his first. And you're looking at a Kentucky team who has been to the line 935 times, first in this conference by over 100.
It's an incredible number.
They've made 640. Their opponents have attempted just 660. Well, the most storied conference in college athletics will live on a new network. It's the SEC Network. In 2015 and beyond, the SEC Network will exclusively air the first 3 rounds of the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. The SEC Network launching August of 2014. For more information, go to getsecnetwork.com.
And when you talk about Kentucky, they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country, and that allows them to get the free throw line. And also, they're 12th out of 14 in this league at 3-point field goal percentage. So they attack the rim more than other squads.
Poitras picks up his first foul. James Young back on the floor. And I'll tell you, this is a Kentucky team that's been awesome on the offensive glass. You talked about it. 42% of their rebounds are on the offensive backboard, which is tops in the country. Tapped around, and there's Johnson. Comes out of there with it.
Good hands.
Poitras can't handle it. Stringer. Young is back. Stringer double clutches left hand. Boy, silky smooth for Stringer.
What a tough finish. Smaller player took his body into Young. Stringer at 5'10", 5'11". Had to make up the space in a difficult finish.
8-point advantage for LSU. 12:35 to go opening half. Two clubs split their regular season meetings, but both of them very closely contested games. Randall spins left. Here's another chance. Boy, he is working so hard. And he's getting a little frustrated, but we'll have a chance to head to the line.
A mishandle on the offensive end by Kentucky. Right there by Poitras. Now watch the body take your body into the defender. Shields the basketball away, and the only thing Young could have done defensively was make a foul to try to make the block. You'd have had more contact.
Randall, 18 double-doubles on the year. Hit that shot with 3.9 seconds left to go in Rupp Arena in overtime. To lead Kentucky to victory in that second game. O'Brien, Coleman back on the floor for LSU.
Dave, let's not call LSU a sleeper team, but they're a team that if you said who could win this thing, this tournament, and it wouldn't surprise you, even though they're not looked at as being a clean NCAA team, it'd be LSU. You watch them, they're powerful, they're fast, they can shoot it, they can do all the things, and they've got stars up front.
And a foul against LSU is Dakari Johnson attacking the backboard. You're getting a look at what Kentucky can do to you. They can just own.
But you better block out, right? You better put body on body and maybe grab and hold, because the Wildcats will attack, and they come with 3 or 4 guys.
Malone picks up that foul for LSU. Malone hasn't played a whole lot.
Nice move by Young again.
James Young with 9 to lead Kentucky. It's back to a 6-point game. Johnny O'Brien can't convert. It'll still belong to LSU. Boy, it is getting physical. We kind of expected that. The post game between these two clubs, two of the best. 22-16, Tigers in front. 2014 SEC tournament brackets, and earlier today, Florida, really what a second half. They got it going, got their feet wet here in the Georgia Dome and put on a show, and they held Missouri to just 49 points. Tennessee playing some lockdown defense again. They keep playing like that. They're not going to have to score a bunch to win. Alonzo Martin has those guys playing pretty well right now down the stretch, right where you want them to be if you're a Tennessee fan.
Maybe playing the best basketball of anybody towards the end of the season. Outside, again, Florida. When you run the table, it's hard to say anybody played better than them.
R.C. Malone's played a total of 13 minutes against SEC teams, but he's getting some action here in the first half against Kentucky at the SEC tournament.
Young has been the guy so far for Kentucky from outside and finishing by the rim.
And Malone picks up 2 quick fouls.
Foul charge, Darcy Malone, second personal foul, team foul number 5 for LSU. And for the Tigers, number 25, Jordan Hickey.
So he did what he's supposed to do. You know?
Yeah.
Doesn't play a lot, but you get in. He wants contact, bumping, give his guys some rest. Get Mickey back in the lineup.
Goes Randall. Kicks it back out. Harrison to Randall.
Blake's getting back to that right shoulder for that left-handed hook.
Another offensive rebound, and Quarterman came in to block the shot. Boy, Randall is playing like a man possessed under the basket tonight.
Possessed, a little frustrated, trying to finish. He is so aggressive attacking, but look how big this LSU team is. They're frustrated, but Randall keeps attacking and going. And Quarterman, the only bad thing, he can't swing. It was almost on a tee for him when you're coming from the top and the big man can't see you.
Nearly ripped Randall's arm off his shoulder. Quarterman didn't like it, but...
And with Randall's aggressiveness, he's almost seeing if LSU will match it, right? They're big enough to. They'll see if they can just match what he's bringing. And what it does is puts pressure on these officials. How are you going to call this game? Going to have to let him play a little bit. Matchup zone now by Kentucky. Quarterman hit a 3 last night, had a terrific ball game. Hit 2 threes, had 12 points.
Stringer. That's no good. Batted around again. LSU with the offensive rebound. Now Poitras.
Quarterman kept it alive, but now he's got to get back defensively. Kentucky will attack.
Poitras. Kentucky shooting 43%. LSU at 60%. Too strong for Young. Quarterman the rebound.
Good setup. Got to knock those shots in.
Quarterman didn't play the second game against Kentucky, and Rupp Arena in and out for Quarterman, but kept alive by Mickey. And a bump by Poitras on the way in. And LSU giving Kentucky all they want. LSU aggressive on the offensive backboard.
Cat Nation might have probably wanted a step or two called traveling on that cut.
And look who just showed up. Shaquille O'Neal is in the house.
How cool is that?
And Sir Charles Barkley here on Wednesday night. Watched him. Charles dropped 1 spot on the Auburn scoring list as Denson passed him.
And Mickey closing in on 100 block shots. He needs 1.
He would join Shaq as the only guy at LSU with 100 blocks in a season.
Shaq did it his 3 seasons there.
You know, you asked last night whatever happened to him after college.
You know, looks like he got a little bigger. I'm not sure what he did.
Here's Kentucky. Crowd trying to get him back in it. We got off to such a hot start. We've kind of slowed down a little bit, become much more of a physical basketball game here the last 6 minutes. Here's Johnson one-on-one on O'Brien, and Dakari got it to the rim, but a second chance for the Wildcats. Here's Young. Got it.
Dave, here's what you want to notice. LSU is big and strong and powerful, but Kentucky has taken the power to them. And when the LSU's defending, they can't stop Kentucky from that offensive glass.
Nobody in the country any better at offensive rebounds than Kentucky.
They use their size to an advantage. They're big, they're strong, they're physical. We've always talked about that with LSU. That's 6th offensive rebound of this first half.
James Young, their best three-point shooter in terms of makes this year. He's 10th in the conference in three-pointers made. Knocks that one home, and He's off to a good start with 12 points here.
Yeah, the 6 offensive rebounds. They have 8 points off of those 6 offensive rebounds. And the guy that's kept him in this early, remember the hot shooting start by LSU, has been James Young. 12 points, 3 of 5 beyond the three-point line. 4 of 6 from the field. The rest of the team not yet carrying their load, but they are in the fact that they're aggressive to the rim.
Well, here comes Big Blue Nation. See if they can have an impact.
Two-three matchup zone for a couple possessions. Now back to man-to-man. They were successful, LSU was, if you get Johnny O some touches.
Shot clock under 10. Stringer, bounce pass. Mickey blocked by Cauley-Stein. Mickey got up, threw that one into the team bench.
Ah, you want some hoops on both ends.
And he just got number 100.
Big Diesel, yeah, Big Diesel even smiled. How about this block? Now, when you play against a shot blocker, I don't think that's going to work. You better go up and underneath. And this time, some wanted goaltending. It was heading on the way up, and Mickey can fly in the air and get shots from different angles.
Top 2 shot blockers in the conference, each getting 1. Harrison misfires. There's Cauley-Stein with the offensive putback.
We know Cauley-Stein is a great athlete. He's got great springs in those legs.
We are tied at 22.
What a great atmosphere.
Hickey. O'Brien. Blocked by Cauley-Stein. Harrison. Free throw jumper is good.
The swag and confidence is back for this Wildcat team. Cauley-Stein has given it to him on the defensive end and offensively. Knocking in shots, shooting a high percentage after the slow start.
Kentucky's first lead of the night. And a foul on the inside. LSU on a 5-minute, 40-second drought. Willie Cauley-Stein making an impact. Kentucky leads it by 2. When we come back, Shannon will visit with Coach Cal. Kentucky leads it by 2, 24-22. Back inside the Georgia Dome. Moments ago, Shannon Spade caught up with Coach Calipari.
Coach, the word of the week for your team has been tweak. You said it would open up things offensively. How's it working out for you so far?
Good. I mean, that wasn't the issue. The issue is they made a little adjustment in how we were trapping. Johnny did a good job, and so they got those threes. We had to settle down. We're playing fine. You know, Julius is trying, instead of going right at the rim, he's trying to fade the shot in. You can't. So we've missed about 4 or 5 one-footers, but we're doing fine.
You guys have seemed to make some adjustments on defense. You've held them to over 5 minutes without a basket. What's been the key in doing that? Well,
one, we're rebounding, we're blocking shots, we're making it hard for them. The second thing is we're digging more than trapping.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, you know, he mentioned we got to get our defensive intensity back, and I think we've seen that the last few possessions. But offensively, they're doing what they do, and that is grab offensive rebound.
Dave, I think what I think that defense does, the intensity that I think LSU makes Kentucky play at because of their size, has made them better on the offensive end. I think the aggressiveness defensively has ignited this crowd, has ignited this Wildcat team on the offensive end.
3 straight blocks for Cauley-Stein, knocked out of his hands as he was running the floor, looking to throw one down. Wildcats will have it. 31 seconds on the shot clock. It has been for LSU. They haven't scored since the 12:59 mark. They've missed 7 shots in a row.
And Willie Cauley-Stein has changed the game since he's been in. He can do that, and some nights he does it offensively, more so on the defensive end. Tonight it's on the defensive side. If you're LSU, understand where he is defensively and play off that. Attack him, see if he weak side comes to block a shot, and the other guy's got to be open.
Hickey had the wide open three, couldn't convert. Kentucky running the floor now. Back to Randall, who's had a tough night. He's 0 for 6 from the field. And a foul on the pass. But Willie Cauley-Stein, who was second in the conference in blocks with 3 of them.
Well, I mentioned in the all-defensive team, and this is why. He's long, he's got great timing, and not only that, he's got great springs. He can go over the top of people in a hurry, and folks, he went over Mickey, one of the high jumpers in this league.
At the line for Kentucky.
A great athlete in high school, football player.
Free throw was good from Andrew Harrison, who's a 75% foul shooter. He and his brother have combined to go to the free throw line 302 times this year. Boy, a frustrated Randall over there with his head down.
But I'll say this, and I understand coaching. Coach will say you got to attack and take it to him. There are guys on the other side that don't quite let you get where you think you might be able to go.
It's a 12-0 Kentucky run.
Now, where does LSU go to get a bucket? Again, are they confident enough to make hard cuts that were easier to make last night? And in the first 5 minutes of tonight's session, they made every play they wanted to make. Kentucky has put some pressure on.
O'Brien had a couple of shots blocked by Cauley-Stein. Not that one.
Oh, wow. Little step back, little shoulder into him. Created space.
That snaps an 0 for 9 streak from the field for LSU.
What an answer from Johnny O.
Here's Cauley-Stein. He'll face up on O'Brien. Jump hook is good. Back and forth we go down to the post.
Can't stop that one.
Well, there's no way to defend that, is there?
No, there's no. I know. He's too tall and he jumps too high. Soft touch.
The steal by Andrew Harrison. Off to Young.
Dave, 14-2 run. LSU not getting good looks, and the Wildcats have found the confidence they need on the offensive end. Sharing the basketball, getting open looks, and converting.
What a 7-minute stretch for this Kentucky team, and it all started because they got down and played some defense.
As the little old couple that stopped me in the hotel said, this is our time of year. We'll be just fine. They said our boys will be just fine. The ability to shoot the gaps, make steals, be active, but more importantly, sharing the basketball, allowing teammates to make plays. What a first half, especially just the last 10 minutes.
Young has matched his season average with 14 points. O'Brien to the free throw line. He converts. And if you'd have said that Kentucky would be leading this game 33-25 and Julius Randle would be 0 for 6 with 1 point, I'd be shocked. But I've seen it, so I'm not so shocked.
It says a lot about this Kentucky team. We talked about the intensity. Would it be there? Would their confidence be there? Well, first, intensity through the roof. Second, confidence slowly has built, but I think it's from the defensive side.
Polson off to Harrison. Shot clock at 5.
And Dave, remember early in this game, the lack of movement by Kentucky did not allow them to be aggressive. Now there's more movement, there's ball movement, there's body movement, another putback.
The 7-foot freshman, Dakari Johnson with a couple of baskets. O'Brien tied up underneath. Off to Coleman. He had a couple of threes early, but haven't heard much from him since. O'Brien step back. That won't go, and then a loose ball foul on Martin. A worried Johnny Jones. Kentucky up by 10. Shannon will visit with the LSU head man when we come back. LSU fans sense a little frustration. Their club down 10. It's been a 21-3 run over the last 9 minutes. Moments ago, Shannon Spate caught up with Johnny Jones of LSU.
Coach, offensively, you guys got off to a really strong start. Then you had the drought. How do you get back into a groove?
We've just got to be patient. They've done a tremendous job defensively and trying to throw us out of a rhythm. We've got to be patient on the offensive end of the floor. Get it inside, let them double Johnny, and make sure they make the right plays kicking the ball back out.
For them offensively, how do you diffuse some of the confidence that they've gained in this game?
Well, they've getting everything off fast break opportunities and botch plays. If we can just get them to run their offense and stay down in front of them, do a tremendous job of giving them too many second chance opportunities.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Boy, you see how both these clubs got off here in the Georgia Dome in the opening few minutes. LSU 9 out of 12, but since then they have only made one of their last 11, and Kentucky has gotten hot.
And maybe LSU flips a little bit. They've got to step it up defensively. That maybe allows them to get a few runs out on the offensive end, but they're not getting any rebounds, and Kentucky totally dominated.
The 10th offensive rebound of the night and the 14th second chance points for this Kentucky team. But Mickey answers back with a jump shot just inside the arc.
Mickey made that one, and again, and it's an answer, but it's a one pass, one bounce shot. Here's where LSU has to settle in. Now they're in a zone defense. And the Wildcats beaming with confidence. See if they can get movement through that zone.
Poitras. Offensive foul. Doug Schau's on the far side makes the call, and that'll be the third on Poitras. Well, one of the great Kentucky Wildcats, Rex Chapman, just tweeted out a moment ago, these Cats have gotten better looks in the first 7 minutes of this game than we've gotten all season long. Once a Cat, always a Cat.
He got a few good looks in his day, huh?
Rex just down the road. I think he grew up down in Peachtree City, Georgia, just south of where we are.
One of the greats. And his Wildcats are playing well. We'll see if LSU in the last 3 minutes can have better answers on this offensive end.
Hickey and Stringer have been quiet in the backcourt. The junior and senior combo guards have been in some tough environments in their careers. See if they can handle this one. Johnny O'Bryant.
Good hustle by Randall. Or two big bodies going at each other. And I love the fact that they're allowed to bump each other.
That time the bump was a little much. Randall and O'Brien. That'll be the first on Randall. You know, we saw last night Alabama really double and even times triple team O'Brien in the post. Tonight, Coach Cal kind of letting Randall and Johnson kind of match up with him. It's kind of a delay double team.
Well, the one thing they didn't want him to do is to turn and shoot jump shots, which seems odd because Johnny O's so big. They would rather him make a one-on-one move, so get chest to chest with him right away. Then it becomes a bumping process. And then if you're going inside, you might be able to double team him on the bounce.
Get a little too physical for Johnny O'Brien. Just got a little cut on that right elbow. He'll have a few seconds. Boy, the offensive rebounds have really been the story tonight for Kentucky. It's been their story most of the year. They just get second chance after second chance.
Well, we know they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country, and it's every game you've got to put a body on it. LSU has the bigs to match up, but physically, they're not bodying them and pushing out. There's not a block out and moving backwards. They're turning, LSU going and thinking they'll just get the ball. But Kentucky has been impressive going over the top of them, being more physical than LSU and attacking.
You know, you look at some of the numbers. They had 26 offensive rebounds against Kentucky or Arkansas earlier this year, which is the most the Wildcats have had since a game back in 2000. Johnson with 4 offensive rebounds. Randall has 3 tonight.
And Dave, I do think it surprised Kentucky in their first matchup with LSU down in Baton Rouge. When LSU won that game 87-82, but I thought the Wildcats were surprised. 11 block shots. This LSU team is talented enough to do that. But I think Kentucky has said, well, we'll match your strength and power tonight and see how you do.
37-28.
Okay, the matchup zone, Stringer and Hickey both 5'11" out front. It will not bother either Harrison to go over the top of him with a shot or to see the floor to make the pass.
Just like that. Now Randall. Off to Aaron. In and out. Coleman the rebound. See if LSU can get a little bit of run here before the break. 2:10 to go. Coleman right into some traffic. That wasn't going to work from the get-go. Ran right into the 7-footer Johnson. Now Young in the open floor. Offensive rebound. Basket. Randall his first field goal of the game. 16 second chance points for Kentucky. A goose egg for LSU, and now a traveling violation.
And LSU has lost all patience on the offensive end. Each guy now individually is trying to take it upon themselves, and you can't do it. Take a look at the jerseys that are getting back defensively, and no one puts a body on Randall. They've been aggressive, they've attacked, and they've got Big Blue Nation highly involved at the Georgia Dome.
I mean, a 25-6 run over the last 10 minutes and change. Hickey to Stringer. Trying to set up O'Brien. Cauley Stein will be whistled for the foul. That'll be the second on Willie. Wow, we got a second. Time to visit with Dari Noka. Tell us what's coming up on the C Spire halftime report.
Guys, coming up, it will be Barry Booker, Joe Dean Jr. And, some question Anthony Grant's stability at Alabama, but his athletic director, Bill Battle, very positive words for him. We'll share those with you. Florida looks every bit the part of the #1 team in the country against Missouri. And Tennessee got a win it had to have against South Carolina. We'll show it all to you at halftime, guys.
All right, Dari, thank you very much. Boy, the last 10 minutes have just belonged to this Kentucky team. Up 11. Johnny O'Brien, his numbers, 4 out of 7 from the field. He has 10 points, 4 rebounds, but he has earned every bit of it.
And I'll go back to the point, Dave. All these athletes are highly competitive. They all know they're very good, and they have a tendency, as anybody who's played at a high level, you think you can do it by yourself when times are tougher. And as any coach would tell you, trust your teammates. LSU right now on the offensive end, not trusting each other. Kentucky probably better at that tonight than they've been for the past 3 weeks.
Foul on Andre Stringer. That'll be his first. Marshall Henderson. Well, I'd love to know what he's listening to. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want to know. I don't know. Marshall with 7 3-pointers last night as Ole Miss advances. They take on Georgia.
Looks pretty tight. He probably will have a hard time shooting a few tonight, huh? Maybe not.
He had 19
3 attempts.
Yeah. Ole Miss, the defending tournament champs, by the way. They have won 4 consecutive games.
Well, how about the second half they put together?
Yeah, they were solid. Boy, were they
last night.
They closed it out on a 40-13 run or something like 40-14 run.
19 3-point shot attempts. Rex Chapman heard that and thought, what?
Yeah.
Another offensive rebound on a missed free throw.
Jumper by Young is good. What a half for James Young. 16 points to lead everybody. Under a minute to go in the first 20.
It's been a dominant performance the last 13 minutes of this first half.
And an offensive foul against LSU as Stringer got a little elbow in there, and Kentucky will have the basketball. Actually, they'll go down and shoot some free throws at the other end. That's the second on Stringer. They're going to talk about this. This may not be a shooting foul. Doug Schaus and the crew talking about it right now. Yeah, they're going to inbound it. Kentucky's ready to go to the line because they've been there almost all year. They're closing in on 1,000 free throw attempts.
Think of that. Almost 1,000 free throw attempts.
But now they got to have somebody trigger it in. Here comes Randall. 47.6 seconds to go here in the first
I don't think they'll play 2 for 1 because they'd have to hurry too fast. Cal from the old NBA. Most NBA guys would try it. College coaches aren't built that way. They try to get Randall a look.
Inside to Johnson, kick it back out to Harrison. A two-man game. Blocked by O'Brien, and then a collision underneath, and that'll be against Kentucky. Randall will pick up the foul. That'll be the second on Julius.
How about the defensive work from Johnny O'Brien? Was backed in by Johnson and backed in and backed in, and he stayed with it. And after the last bump, he went with him on the shot. He didn't accept the bump.
Well, he just changed the foul to Dakari Johnson and not Randall, so that's 2 on Dakari. And Randall will still sit with 1 personal foul. LSU wants a timeout. I think Johnny Jones is saying the same thing.
Well, I don't think if it was on Johnson, I don't think it was. I think it was Randall, because Randall was with Mickey, and Johnson was with O'Brien on the play. The matchup.
Well, they're going to go to the monitors and make sure they got the right guy for the foul.
Johnson took the fade away. O'Brien made the block, and it was really Mickey and Randall. They're the 2 big guys. Yeah, they could have. I mean, it could be Johnson on that first swing. It could be Johnson from the first one. I mean, the tangle is down low, Randall and Mickey, but watch Johnson come in. See right there. They could easily call that.
So after review, they will stick with the Dakari Johnson foul. And Mickey will head to the free throw line. Jordan, the 6'8" freshman out of Dallas, Texas. He has 4 points, 7 first-half rebounds. And got that one to trickle in over the iron.
72% free throw shooter last night, 9 points, 11 rebounds.
Well, we just saw a shot of Martin there, and he's a guy that's really been quiet. Just 3 points.
First matchup against Kentucky this season. Mickey had 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks. Not a smart foul.
And Mickey knows it. That'll be his first. But a chance for Kentucky to get some points at the free throw line.
At the line with 2 shots is James Jones.
Kentucky now shooting 47%. LSU at 44%. But the story has really been the backboard. Kentucky with 24, make it 25 rebounds to 15 for LSU. And 12 offensive rebounds to 5.
And remember, LSU made their first 4 threes of this game. They've missed their last 5. They've not been able to do anything on the offensive end. Kentucky has stopped all options inside and out.
O'Brien grabs the rebound. LSU can take the last shot here.
Man-to-man, Harrison will want to contain. Got Quarterman in one quarter, Coleman in the other.
That shot was partially blocked, but the offensive putback by Coleman will count. And a rare basket here in the last 10 minutes for this LSU team. Matter of fact, over the last 13 minutes, Kentucky went on a 28-10 run, and you could certainly count that one for Coleman. But what a final push by Kentucky. They lead it by 10 at the break. And you can really give it to the second chance points. 18-2 Kentucky.
Wow. James Young didn't block out that time. And 10-point lead in this half.
Well, when we come back, it's time for the C Spire halftime report with Dari and the gang. Stay with us. Back to Atlanta in a moment. Out of the locker room, see if he's got a game plan to get back in this one, down 10 as Kentucky went on a 28-10 run over the last 13 minutes to kind of open this one up to double figures. Dave Neal back alongside my partner John Sunvold. Glad you could join us from the Georgia Dome. And certainly the first few minutes of this belong to LSU, riding so much confidence. But boy, did Kentucky just suck the life right out of them.
That's a good way to put it. Suck the life. And can LSU get that life back? They're used to playing Kentucky. They played them well twice this season. They've got to get their confidence back and attack the Wildcats, much like the Wildcats attacked them the first half.
Hot shooting last night. They made 11 of 22 in the game last night against Alabama. As we look at our shelf Mr. Insurance first half highlights. Did it again to start this one.
Well, Coleman knocked in the first 2 threes. They were 4 for their first 4 beyond the three-point line. We talked a little bit about fool's gold when you settle early for shots, and then Kentucky simply turned it up not only defensively but in the offensive glass. 12 offensive rebounds, and when they could find another opening, James Young had 17 points, 3 of 6 beyond the three-point line. Willie Cauley-Stein was off the bench. They attacked this LSU team and kept them on their heels.
Top number started 9 of 12, finished up 3 of 12. Randall, look at the bottom line there. 11 touches in the paint, only 3 points. And, you know, you hear the saying all the time, kind of a bull in a china shop. That's kind of how he was against Johnny O'Brien. I think he got frustrated and was forcing the issue a little bit.
It's not an easy team to score on, and I say that about LSU, with Martin, Mickey, and O'Brien inside. And Randall looked a little frustrated, and maybe lack of ability to make some shots face up. They may give him a 12-footer. He doesn't take it. He puts it on the floor. Then he gets in trouble.
So Randall picks up his second. And that'll send LSU to the free throw line. Jordan Mickey in the first half, 1 out of 2 at the line, 5 points, 7 rebounds. He is second in the conference in field goal percentage, first in blocks, which translates into 6th in the country at 3.3 blocks per game for the youngster, who has really blossomed down the stretch for this LSU team. You know, Jarrell Martin came in as kind of the guy. You know, I mean, the LSU, they're blue chip. He's the guy that's going to make it happen. But
and he is pretty good,
no question. But I think Jordan Mickey's kind of caught some people in this league by surprise the way he performed this year.
People knew him, but they knew he would be good. Even Johnny Jones, so we knew he'd be good. We didn't know if he'd be this good so early.
Bakari Johnson has been dynamite tonight.
Well, half-court trap handled easily by the Wildcat team.
Inside it goes to Mickey. Facing up on Randall.
These two freshmen.
Now to Martin. O'Brien defended by Johnson. Martin quiet first half. Bakari Johnson rips that off the backboard. Johnson now with 10 rebounds and 8 points.
High degree of difficulty on that shot by Martin.
Long rebound, right back to Kentucky. 14 offensive rebounds.
Dave, there has to be a conscious effort if you're a defender against Kentucky that you put a body on your guy.
Boy, Young thought he had the slam. Kicked out at the last moment. Back the other way, and O'Brien lost it. Thought he was fouled. Here comes Kentucky. It's a 2-on-4. So they'll back it out.
I think Young got it cleanly.
Mickey the rebound. Was falling out of bounds, and an easy takeaway by Young. Randall. Foul to the free throw line. He will go. That'll be the second on Mickey.
Well, we see what Kentucky wants to do, and that is attack. Young misses this finish and the dunk, but they have attacked this LSU squad and putting the pressure on the officials to blow the whistle if there's contact. And with the new rule, they have to blow the whistle. The tough part is, how do you stay in front of Randall without making contact as quickly as he's making moves to the basket?
I think a lot of people have asked that question throughout the year. He got him to go, and it is now a 13-point lead. It is the largest of the night for the Wildcats. They trailed by 8 with 13 minutes to go in the first half. O'Brien short. Chases it down with Cauley-Stein. Tie-up arrow favors Kentucky.
The toughest matchup for Johnny O'Brien has been when Willie Cauley-Stein is in the lineup. At 7 feet, his length, his ability to get off the feet. Johnny O'Brien has not only not been able to go around him, he's not been able to shoot over the top. At least cleanly.
Randall. Double clutches, drew the foul. I mean, it's just hard. When he gets ahead of steam up, he's quick enough to kind of slide around a guy who's standing there.
You're right, shifty enough. He kind of makes those side steps. Now, honestly, when he's coming there 2-on-1, if he just puts it up in the air, his teammate, Cauley Stein's got to dunk. Randall's been frustrated most of the night, and then it becomes more of a selfish thing of you're trying to just get yourself going.
But don't you have to kind of do that at some point? I mean, as a player at a high level, don't you need something to get you going? Aren't you always looking for that?
Yeah, except it's a game. If you want to do that, play tennis. I mean, that's one-on-one or golf. When you got 4 teammates, I don't care who you are, and there's a guy that could dunk it, you give it to the guy, let him dunk it.
Something tells me that I'm not going to see Julius Randle playing tennis here in the next month or so.
Good help by Randle.
Cauley Stein didn't block it, but certainly changed the direction of the shot. Harrison, Randle, spins, double clutches, won't go. And a foul against Kentucky underneath. That'll go against Andrew Harrison.
Watch the defense and the help defense, Kentucky. Pick, roll, here comes the weak side help. Your defender gets back, you release, block out, rebound. Clinical. And I do think Randall's making it easy to call fouls on him, is how aggressive. All he's doing is just, I think in a bull in a china shop, he's just going forcefully inside. It's making it easy for the refs to blow the whistle.
Martin, way too strong.
Give James Young credit because he got quickly there. There we go. Now, a little easier finish. Teammates involved. Terrific assist by Randall.
Folks, did
someone say Kentucky was struggling?
This is not the Kentucky that played the last couple of weeks of the season. That is for sure. And a whistle underneath against Kentucky. That'll go against Cauley Stein, and that'll be his third.
Last time down, Randall took it all the way. This time, share the basketball. And a high flyer, Willard Cauley Stein. Not many 7-footers that can run and do that on a full sprint. You know what? You just saw Randall's ability, though, the slide. He didn't take a charge. Once he passed it, the little side step.
Stringer off the inbounds, buries a 3. Been a while since we've seen an LSU 3-pointer.
Not many shooters elevate like Stringer does. Only 5'10", he has to, but boy, is it quick and up.
John, they had missed 7 consecutive 3-pointers until that make by Stringer.
Well, now they're looking for something. Defensively, they haven't been able to make stops, and if they have, they haven't been able to get the rebound. Now Kentucky can be patient. The only time Kentucky stalled a little bit in that first half is when they stood.
Harrison gets it to Young, going baseline.
That's an easy call.
Got caught up on that baseline, nowhere to go. That'll be the first on Young. And that'll take us to our under 16 media timeout. Coach Cal doesn't look too pleased, but tell you what, overall, this has been a pretty good effort by Kentucky to this point. Willie Cauley Stein throwing one down inside the dome. Back in a moment. It has been an absolutely gorgeous day in Atlanta as you look at beautiful downtown skyline here in the capital city of Georgia. And we're inside the Georgia Dome. If you can't tell, Kentucky's in the house. Their opening game of the tournament as the number 2 seed taking on LSU. Beat Alabama last night, but right now Kentucky throttling the Tigers by 13. Dave Neal, John Sunvolt, Shannon Spake working the sidelines. Glad you could join us.
1-3-1 in the half-court zone defense. Can present problems again with Stringer and Hickey, both 5'10", 5'11". Kentucky is long and quick.
Stringer.
Nice.
O'Brien count it. Poitras picks up the foul. That'll be number 4 on Alex, and O'Brien to the free throw line.
And the other side is they use their quickness, Stringer and Hickey. This time Stringer on the drive with the dribble. Plays it off for an easy bucket, and Poitras has kind of had a quiet night. Been in foul trouble, not many minutes.
And number 5, Andrew Harrison. Basket was good at the line of Johnny.
So Poitras, 4 quick fouls, and
that's that no fun look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You haven't many minutes, 4 fouls every time
and
you get in.
You might sit the rest of the night.
Something happens and you go, leave.
No towel.
And you're ready to play.
No towel, no water, nobody's talking to you.
Before the game, you're ready, everything's ready. It just kind of happens.
Here's Harrison. We'll back it out. Boy, the Harrison Twins, the last 5 games have really been struggling with their shot. And tonight, they are a combined 4 of 9. But the last 5 coming into this game, Aaron was shooting 31%, 28% from behind the arc. Andrew was shooting 27%, 22% from behind the arc. Those are a couple of guys that probably could have used a week off, kind of get things back together, because youngsters, a big backcourt at 6'6" each.
Watching Aaron shoot the basketball, it's not taken with confidence tonight either. You know, it's kind of a guide a little bit. See how when the guy comes back in an arena, they just clean out the whole. See that?
Doesn't happen for you and I, right?
We're going through the crowd.
Oh! Woo! Speaking of freshmen, hello, Jarrell Martin.
A little bit of the power on the LSU side.
10-point game. See if LSU has a little run in him here.
Can it be enough? That's the energy. And can the zone defense slow and make Kentucky be a little slower in their half-court offense and not effective?
Blocking foul on O'Brien. Johnny Jones is trying to figure out why that's a foul against his guy, but I think O'Brien just slipped. Take a look.
This is Jarrell Martin, all 6'9" of him. He's fast. He gets up. He shoots it well. He's got great hands. In his freshman season, he started pretty well, struggled a little bit, and has finished quite well in the last month of basketball.
And now Johnny Jones is asking all of our officials, why is it a shooting foul? They're asking, it didn't look like he was shooting to me. It looked like he just fell in the paint, but I think that's a good question by Johnny, but Randall will take the free throws.
Yeah, the whistle was actually blown when he bumped, right?
1 out of 2. Randall with 7 points. Jordan Mickey. Well, that's a nice move. Strong move to the basket. He has 7.
And good active hands by Hickey with the steal.
Stringer. Got it. 5 quick ones for LSU, and they have cut this down to 6. Here's that run we were talking about, and LSU jumps off the bench. Coach Cal looking for some answers now. 14:07 to go from the Dome. Take a look at that last sequence for LSU.
Best thing is Mickey faced up Randall and made the play, and then lazy play by Randall to get it in. Just kind of a tip in, just to get it in bounds. Hickey with the steal, Stringer with the 3. A 12-2 run by LSU, and they're only down 6. All of a sudden, it's like a light went on for Kentucky. Must wake up and respond, because LSU has.
See what Kentucky has out of this timeout as LSU's back in that zone. Young catch, shoot. That's off the iron. Martin the rebound.
Zone defense has been effective. And the speed and quickness of Stringer and Hickey.
Oh, good hands by Johnson. Up ahead to Harrison. It'll still be Kentucky basketball.
The speed of Anthony Hickey to get back from the deep corner. Looked like an easy 2. Great hustle. Knocked it out of bounds.
Here's Randall. 1 out of 8 from the field. No whistle. Chases it down. And a foul against LSU as Harrison goes flying into the lane. 2 shots coming up. Johnny O'Brien just picked up his 4th foul. Johnny O'Brien with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and now 4 fouls. Only player for LSU in double figures.
On that possession, the Wildcats in attack mode to the rim.
Boy, it could have been either one of those LSU players. Both took a swipe at Andrew Harrison. Willie Cauley-Stein back on the floor. Johnson goes to the bench.
The frustration on Johnny O'Brien. He looked like he jumped away, but I still think he reached over the top and made a swing. And when Harrison brought the ball back down, that's when the contact happened.
That is all 4 of those fouls for Johnny O this half. In the corner, Coleman. Martin almost had the offensive rebound. Now Young flying. Won't go. Randall can't get his hands on it. Save to Mickey. Boy, what an athlete to avoid running in to Cauley-Stein, and Martin throws it down.
How about this action? 2 teams attacking each other. Great athletes, great plays.
Traveling violation. We'll give it back to LSU, down 5. That is 6 turnovers against Kentucky.
Number 44, Johnson.
Poitras about to check back in. Young will head to the bench. Randall just left for a moment as well for Kentucky. So you're looking at the Harrison twins, Johnson, Poitras, and Young.
And Johnny Jones said it in the first half. If they can just get Kentucky in a half-court game that they have to run offense versus getting turnovers and breaks and offensive rebounds. He thought his team could get back in it, and they have.
Blocking foul on Aaron Harrison. That is the 16th foul, so 1 more, and LSU will head to the free throw line for the remainder of the game. Boy, I think a big sequence here for LSU. They have trailed by as many as 16. They've cut it down to 5.
I'd give it back to Stringer. He's got the big guy on him.
A couple of white jerseys. Cauley-Stein and Poitras come back to defend that. 4 blocks for Cauley-Stein now. And a foul against LSU. That will go against Coleman.
The mismatch on that last possession was the fact that Willie Cauley-Stein was guarding Andre Stringer, and Stringer could have taken him off the dribble if they'd have kicked it back out. He'd have had an open shot. When you attack the rim and you're away from Cauley-Stein, he's probably coming to make the block, and he did.
Coming up after our next timeout, we'll visit with Shaquille O'Neal. Jeff Goodman has corralled the big fella. Nice bounce pass to Coleman, and last touched by Harrison, so it'll belong to LSU. And that will get us to our timeout. LSU making a game of it, down 5. We will get some thoughts from the Diesel when we come back. LSU was down 16 with 17 minutes to go in the game. They have cut it to 5. Let's find out what one of the greatest Tigers of all time has to say about it. Shaquille O'Neal is with Jeff Goodman.
Shaq, what do you think of LSU's big guys? How would you evaluate that trio of O'Brien, Martin, and Mickey?
Well, all of them definitely can play in the NBA. You know, they're playing very, very physical right now. They're playing a good game right now, but I still need to see that eye of the Tiger. I need to see that. I need to see some bites and some
Hey, don't hurt me. You got to take it easy on me a little bit, Shaq.
I need to see.
Johnny Jones, your guy, right? You were happy when they hired him. Your take so far in the Johnny Jones era in Baton Rouge?
Johnny Jones will get it done. You know, it's his first, second year. He has an excellent recruiting class coming in next year, and Johnny Jones is going to be the new future of LSU basketball.
Your guy, Phil Jackson, going to the Knicks. What do you think of Phil Jackson with the New York Knicks, Shaq?
Phil Jackson's a great mentor of mine, great basketball mind, great leader. He gives the Knicks, especially upstairs, instant credibility, so I wish him well.
Thanks a lot, Shaq. Appreciate it.
But, you know, there's only one Shaq. And I think that's good for all of us, right? That there's only one Shaq. But what a personality. And it's great to see him here inside the Georgia Dome. And certainly a chance for a three-point play when arrived, but LSU will take the 2 as they've cut this to a three-point game.
Three-point lead. Kentucky has not solved the zone defense from LSU. They've solved it, but they've not made outside shots, and only 2 offensive rebounds in this second half and 1 second chance point, opposite of what was that first half.
16-3 run for LSU.
And if you stand, it sure makes it easy to defend.
Poitras out of the corner.
Wow.
He has been quiet, picked up 4 quick fouls, and there he is with a big 3 out of the corner.
Huge.
Can LSU answer? 11-12 to go in the game. No chance Stringer was getting that rebound between Cauley-Stein and Randall. Here's Julius, and he is hit on the wrist on the way to the basket by Martin, and that'll be his 3rd.
But how big was Poitras on that shot? They really had not much going against that zone again. Standing, looking. And Poitras, 4 fouls, had not had a bucket.
Randall to the free throw line. The guy that's been really quiet for this Kentucky team has been James Young in the second half. He exploded in the first half, but he has nothing here in the second half. Look at Stringer getting looked at. Sean Eddy, the trainer, with his back to you, taking a look at what looks to be that left leg. And Randall converts the free throw. 9 points, a dozen rebounds for Julius. Looking for his 19th double-double of the year. No other freshman has more than Julius.
It got close. Kentucky responded. We'll see what LSU has.
Here's Hickey. Martin comes up to set the screen. Little 2-man game. They'll go the other way now. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hickey. Long 3. Too far out. Easy rebound for Cauley-Stein. Not a good offensive set for LSU.
No, Wildcats sat in defensively, held on. LSU shot clock running out. Now Poitras hit 1 from the left corner. See if he'll find that spot again.
Poitras can't hang on to it. He and Martin get to know each other a little bit on the baseline.
It's a little love tap between 2 guys. Head the other way. A little bump. A little bump.
How you doing? What hotel you at?
Yeah. What are you guys doing? Where are you guys staying? Good meals over there? Not too bad. How's your coach? Mine had a tough week.
Here we go. 9:55 now. LSU had a little bit of rhythm going, but just as soon as they cut it to 3, it's now back to an 8-point game.
Now they should back up and let Hickey go at Randall. I say that because of speed and quickness. Big guys don't like guarding smaller guards. Wow.
5 blocks for Cauley-Stein.
Numbers.
3 on 1. Randall. Stringer answers the bell.
Huge bucket, but Kentucky has taken it again from a notch of 6 or 7, turned it to 8 or 9 on that defensive end. And Willie Cauley-Stein, once again, all defensive team in the SEC, and made a block, ignited a fast break, and Kentucky. You go inside, and not only does a 7-footer get up and he's long, he hangs in the air. And Randall got the easiest of his 2 tonight. The easiest 2 for him. Okay, let me ask you this. I wonder if he'd have ball faked it to Randall, since Randall hadn't given it to anybody else. Laid it up himself. So it's the game, right?
Cauley-Stein, jump hook off the back of the rim. Poitras elevates with another offensive rebound for Kentucky. That is number 15 for the Wildcats, and he'll head to the line.
Let's go back, Dave. The simplicity of basketball when you're playing Kentucky. Look at that, how high and above. If you're playing defense, and I don't care if you're Stringer and Hickey out front or down below, if you don't match body to body every time the ball's up, you don't have a chance. Wildcat team is aggressive. They're best in the country. Offensive rebound, we've said it. It doesn't matter which guy, they're coming. And Poitras, who's had few minutes, has decided, you know what, I got to have a little bit of activity tonight.
I talked to Kentucky assistant John Robich for a while before the game tonight and talked to him about the week of practice. And he says, you know, teams are playing us with such physicalness that we need to match that. And he says at practice, we made them be physical. I mean, we had all kinds of drills. We needed to get that toughness, and I think we see it here tonight.
I thought it would be a challenge for them against this LSU team, but what's happened is now it's the challenge for LSU. Can they match Kentucky's toughness inside?
Well, that's a good move by Martin, taking it right to Cauley Stein. 9 for Martin.
Difficult finish. Again, Poitras hit the last one. Young has been the hot one. He has not made only one bucket this second half. Was hot the first half. When the ball sees inside against the zone, becomes much easier.
Oh, huge collision underneath. Let's hope everybody's all right.
And Poitras, I think, picked up his 5th personal.
Boy, Stringer fell on that left shoulder. And he left the game a moment ago with an injured left leg. And now let's see if he'll be all right. Well, that'll be number 5 on Poitras. And Stringer, boy, fortunate to get up and walk to the bench. Timeout on the floor. Kentucky's lead is 7. We have 7:48 to go between the Tigers and the Cats. Well, it is good to see that guy, Andre Stringer, back up and at the free throw line. A hard foul a moment ago. I guess the foul wasn't so hard as much as the fall. But the senior out of Jackson, Mississippi, 3rd all-time at LSU and 3-pointers made, steps to the free throw line, calmly knocks that one home at 61-55. And Poitras done for the night, but had a huge 3 right when LSU had cut it to 3.
Yep, when they needed the bucket.
And Randall with his 13th carom of the evening.
Full court pressure. Trapping, handled easily. Now they'll settle back. They've been in the zone defense that has been effective. We'll see if they stay with it. They're pointing to men. That doesn't mean they'll stay man. Looks like they are. No, zone matchup. They showed man. It's just been a matchup 3-2 across the front.
There goes Randall. And a reach-in foul on Martin. Our Wendy's Wooden Award watch. You look at Casey Prather versus Missouri today. 9 points, struggled from the field. Julius Randle tonight, not much better, 2 out of 10, but 13 rebounds. He has his 19th double-double of the season.
And for LSU, number 1.
Coleman, by the way, picked up his 4th foul a moment ago. Thought it was Martin that hit him across the arm, but they'll give it to Coleman. Boy, how about that? You got to go back to DeMarcus Cousins a few years ago to somebody with double-figure rebounds in consecutive games. Randall has just been a beast on the backboard.
Hard to slow down his motor. He has been attacking all night long. Maybe it's forced a little bit on the offensive end. That's why his shooting percentage is so low, 2 of 10 from the field.
Got to give Andrew Harrison some love defensively. He has not allowed Hickey to get comfortable at all. Now Hickey takes it inside. Floater no good. And Cauley Stein comes out of there with it. Up ahead. Layup is good. Aaron Harrison. 8 points for Aaron. And the lead is back to 9.
Every time they've needed a stop, especially from midway through the first quarter or first half, and then it got close in this half, Kentucky's been able to respond defensively, and LSU's not been able to get a quality shot. They've gotten shot attempts, but not quality shots. Pretty solid defensive performance by this Wildcat team.
Martin dumps it down to Mickey. And Cauley Stein came from the top of the key to block the shot.
You pump fake, he's coming if he's not guarding you.
6 blocks for Cauley Stein. Back to Young. Aaron Harrison rips the nylon and may have just ripped the hearts out of LSU. It's a 12-point game, and the momentum has certainly swung back to Kentucky. Martin inside the arc, won't go. Mickey put back is good. Timeout LSU. Mickey now with 10.
Timeout LSU.
Willie Cauley Stein.
Well, defensively, Willie Cauley Stein is up high, and the ball is going to go inside. And when Mickey catches it, as he just did with the offensive rebound, he should just go right up. The pump fake is fine against most teams, but not against this Kentucky team if Willie Cauley Stein's in the lineup and he's not guarding you, because he's coming. And offensively, the swing of the basketball and Harrison knocking this in. This Wildcat team has responded when LSU got close. They've now pushed it to 10. And again, Big Blue Nation fully involved in the Georgia Dome.
Well, the most storied conference in college athletics will live on the SEC Network in 2015 and beyond. The SEC Network will exclusively air the first 3 rounds of the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. It's the SEC Network launching August 14th of this year, just a couple of months down the road. For more information, go to getsecnetwork.com. 45 football games, over 100 basketball games. And the first football game coming your way, Texas A&M and South Carolina on a Thursday night. And a big collision there as Anthony Hickey lowered the shoulder right into James Young.
Hickey about a half second too late. He thought he could get the interception. And right when he knew he couldn't, he tried to pull up in the contact.
Andy Kennedy, his club, with a brilliant second half last night. Slow out of the gates. That guy had 7 3-pointers. Marshall Henderson tones down a little bit from what we saw last night. He was bopping and thumping and bouncing all over the place last night.
What I liked about Ole Miss was the second half, they came out as though they were the defending champ, right? They came out with a little swagger to them, and Marshall got it going. His teammates got it going. Anthony Kennedy did some good things on their defense into that 3-2 zone, and we're pretty good.
That is the first 2 points of the second half for James Young. He now has 19. Coleman bumped by Young on the way to the basket. And that'll be a 2-shot foul now. Or excuse me, that's just the 9th team foul against Kentucky. There are 10 team fouls against LSU, so 1 and 1 for Coleman. Boy, once again, I mean, you see it every night when just about when Kentucky plays. 32 free throw attempts tonight for Kentucky. This will be the 17th free throw attempt for LSU. Took a while, but finally went through the cylinder.
7 for 17. Doesn't get it done. Get to tournament play.
Well, I mean, they're 7 of 16 from behind the 3-point line. They shoot better from behind the arc than they do at the line. That one was solid by Coleman.
Back to the full court pressure. Hickey at midfield, so to speak, midcourt. The quickness, the ability to maybe come in and intercept the basketball.
Coleman couldn't come up with that steal, and Mickey picks up the foul, and that'll be the 3rd on Mickey. And back to the free throw line we go for Kentucky. 19 out of 32 at the line. 43 rebounds for Kentucky, 27 for LSU.
In for LSU, number 10.
Kentucky leads the conference in rebounds at almost 42 a game. They're second in the country in rebound margin. They are right about +10 in that department.
And I know we said it in the first half, but they are now almost at 970 free throws attempted this college season.
SEC tournament record for rebounds in a game, if you're wondering, is 53. Here's Stringer. Now Hickey. Hickey has just 3 points tonight, and now an LSU turnover.
Let's go back to Aaron Harrison and Andrew Harrison. They have done quite a job at just keeping Stringer and Hickey in front of them. Again, they're both 6'6", they're long, but Stringer and Hickey are so quick, go by most people, and can be so disruptive to a defense. But the Harrison twins have not allowed it to happen.
Long pass almost intercepted by Hickey, but the alley-oop to Cauley-Stein, defended by O'Brien, then Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Played wide receiver in high school. You saw the catch, you saw the strength, you saw the finish.
Donnie O'Brien with 4 fouls. Spins. That won't go. Nice job by Young to tap it right to Harrison. Flying down the court. Gets it to his brother, and he buries a 3. And Kentucky is rolling. Timeout LSU. Largest lead of the game. It's hard to believe Willie Cauley-Stein, and I've seen it for 2 years now. What an athlete at 7 feet tall.
Well, most 7-footers can't run like this. They can't jump like this. They don't catch like this. He's a freak of an athlete. He's become a much better basketball player since he first got to Kentucky. Many thought he would go to the NBA after last year. He thought he needed more growth and work. He's done it on the defensive end, and this Kentucky team sharing the basketball, being solid defensively, and when they've been good on that end and they push it and find each other, boy, how dangerous. We're seeing what they can be and what everybody thought they might be all season long. They just kind of had to stub their toes a few times.
.358 to go in this one. And a quick whistle. And that'll go against Dakari Johnson. And that'll take us to our under 4 media timeout. So LSU can talk about it a little bit longer. They're down 17. That'll be a big hill to climb. Willie Cauley-Stein, Julius Randle. They get around the rim. They know what to do with it. Back in a moment. Atlanta, that's what they call it when the Wildcats come to the SEC tournament in Atlanta. They're 22-7 in the SEC tournament played in the ATL. As we take a look at our Toyota SEC leaders, Kentucky second chance points versus LSU. They had 24 in their last second win in Rupp Arena, 21 tonight. 15 offensive rebounds for Kentucky tonight, and many of those came in the first 25 minutes of this game. And you can't afford to miss your free throws with under 4 minutes to go and down 17. Donnie O'Brien with 4 fouls this half. Hasn't played many minutes, and that's really affected how LSU has played on both ends of the floor.
Well, the numbers magnify when you take 34 versus now 20, but the bigger number is the fact that LSU's not making their free throws. Now the full court pressure has to happen, and if Kentucky is smart enough and be able to handle it, they'll be able to get easy buckets on the other end.
Now Kentucky will have to take a timeout. Tell you what, when you think about Kentucky, You know, this is a team that came off a 19-point loss to finish the regular season down in Florida. They had lost 3 of 4, 4 of 7. And if a team ever needed a week away from competition and get back in the gym and kind of rehone things, it was Kentucky. And I think the break has done them well. And we have seen a different Wildcat basketball team tonight. And Willie Cauley-Stein has provided a huge spark. His numbers aren't really staggering, with the exception of black shots tonight, but he's just been a factor on both ends.
Well, not only is he blocking shots, he's changing the presence inside. I mean, guys, there's no easy buckets when he's in there. And his ability to run the floor, the ability to finish above people and over the top, his energy, he made Stringer lose it out of bounds. Guarding a 5'11" guy. Amazing. What a stat line. 8, 6, and 6.
This Kentucky team in their first 24 games averaging almost 79 points a game. They went 19-5. Their last 7 averaging less than 68. But tonight they've turned the scoreboard around a little bit. 76 on the board as we speak. The follow won't go, and still a loose ball underneath. And a foul against Kentucky. And let's see, will that be on Willie Cauley-Stein? It will be. And that will be his 4th. So Quarterman will head to the free throw line. Quarterman 0 for 3. Such a huge factor last night against Alabama. But tonight has been kept in check. He finished last night 5 of 8 from the field, a couple of 3-pointers, 12 points and 3 rebounds.
The guy that Johnny Jones and the LSU fan base like, a freshman, a 6'6" point guard, lead guard. Got size, very similar to the Harrison twins.
And a whistle against LSU, and that will go against Quarterman.
Foul charge to Tim Quarterman, his 2nd personal foul.
A little good hesitation dribble by Andrew Harrison. Any of you young players out there, it's not about one pace. If you can change your pace, stop and go, work on that, work on the speed dribble, and then stopping, hesitating, going again. You control your defender, not allowing your defender to control you, and Andrew Harrison did that with Quarterman, who will now come out of the ballgame.
And for the Wildcats, number 44, Dakari Johnson.
Dakari Johnson back on the floor. Willie Cauley-Stein to the bench, gets a nice round of applause. And Harrison knocks home the free throw. LSU cut this to a 3-point game with about 12 minutes to go. And then Kentucky put their foot on the gas, and they've opened it up to 17. Johnny O'Brien down the middle of the lane. Gets his own miss and is fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. We've mentioned Willie Cauley-Stein a bunch tonight. There's a reason for that. He's had an impact on this one, and because of that, he'll be our Hardy star of the game. 6 block shots for the number 2 man in the shot blocking department in the conference, trailing LSU's Jordan Mickey, but certainly closing the gap.
Yeah, simply put, he's a game changer, right? Yeah. I mean, he changes what's going on. And not many can do it on the defensive end, but he does. This is a powerful, tall LSU team, and he took all that away around the rim.
Here goes Andrew Harrison, and he will kick it out of bounds. It'll belong to LSU under 3 minutes to go in this one. 8 turnovers for Kentucky, a really good number for the Wildcats tonight. They came in averaging about 11.5, 11th in the conference. Kentucky also tonight with 15 assists. There's Harrison with a steal.
Good hustle. Not only good anticipation, but he went to catch that ball. He didn't allow that pass to come through.
7 steals for Kentucky.
Kentucky will spread the floor now, run clock, make LSU chase. Normally, in any kind of these possessions, the most open area could be around the rim. You make hard cuts.
Randall hangs, got it. He has had a tough night shooting, but gets that one to go. He's now 3 of 11, but 14 points and 14 rebounds.
I now understand why he only averages 1 assist a game, though. He likes to take it.
Out of the corner.
That's a good bucket there.
And a foul on Martin, and that should just about do it with 2 minutes to go in this one. Kentucky up 17. And the Big Blue Nation will probably stay around and figure out who they will play tomorrow afternoon. As Ole Miss and Georgia coming your way about 25 minutes at the end of this one. They played a 1-point game in Athens earlier this year.
What happened to the old jumping jacks?
Just don't do that. Touch your toes, jumping jacks. And
they now have rubber bands, and they do all that loosening up. Boy, Georgia, what a terrific season they've had.
6-6 in non-conference play. Started 1-4, but they have really found their identity, playing with a high level of confidence.
Started hot in the league, then were 4-4 at one point, won 8 of their last 10.
In and out, 3 no good. LSU now behind the arc, 7 out of 18.
And when Coach Cal said this week, trying to get a little mojo back, what do you think, partner?
I think they got it.
Yeah, a little bit of swag going on with this team.
Randall.
A team that was preseason #1. Good finish by Randall. #1 in the country, #1. They were picked to win this league, and Florida won it by 6 games.
Preseason #1 team fell out of the top 25 at the end of the regular season, but they were only really 1 game better than they were a year ago when they came into this tournament. They were 22-9 coming into the tournament this year, 21-10 last year. Had identical 12-6 conference records, but there is a completely different feel about this group than the one that was on the floor a year ago. That was one and done here in Atlanta.
Yep.
So Randall with 16 points, 15 rebounds. Martin to the bench. He'll finish up with 9 points.
And man, does Randall play hard. Really aggressive.
In and out. Mickey the rebound. Off to Hickey. Long 3, no good. Randall with another rebound. 16-16 now. And it hasn't been a great offensive night for him.
No, not at all. And again, he has forced the issue. That's how he plays. He attacks. He's not been able to convert against a similar size body and bodies in the LSU squad. But it's relentless. It's not as though he takes any possession off on that offensive end.
Here's O'Brien. He'll throw one down with 42 seconds left. 18 for Johnny O'Brien, the third.
LSU, a team that was picked third to finish third in this league. Maybe disappointing toward the end of the season. Many of us thought they would finish higher.
We will talk to Coach Calipari at the conclusion of this game. Joe Dean Jr. will grab the coach, get his thoughts on how his team played tonight. I would assume, although he is never 100% satisfied, but I would think he has to be pleased with the first step of postseason play. You can't win them all if you don't win the first one. Profound, huh?
Well, obviously, it looks like the week of work this Wildcat team put in. It got them back on track of who they are and what they can be. They lost 3 of 4 coming in here, 1-5 overall this year against ranked teams. They knew LSU would not be afraid of them, losing in Baton Rouge and then barely beating this LSU team in overtime.
Just wonder, John, if this is the last time we'll see Johnny O'Brien III in an LSU uniform.
I think he picked up his 5th foul, but he's still in there.
And he just, there are over 20 NBA scouts. They were here last night, and I'm sure they're back in the building tonight with Kentucky on the floor, and he'll leave with 18-7. And he's a young man that has really blossomed in his time at LSU.
Had a fabulous season. When they played well, he put his teammates on his shoulders and carried the load. And you could tell a great example in the practice sessions for the freshmen Martin and Mickey, for them to go against each other every day.
Dakari Johnson had a big impact in the first half of this game. Dakari to the bench. He will finish up with 9 points and 11 rebounds. The rebounding total, just didn't see this one coming. For Julius Randle with 17 points and 16 rebounds. All told, Kentucky wins the battle of the boards 48-32. And Mickey gets that shot to drop, and that'll do it. Boy, what a performance by Kentucky. A sluggish first 5 minutes. The last 35, very impressive. Week off did the Big Blue proud. They will move to 23-9 with the 85-67 victory.
And I think they found the answers on the offensive end by their defense being more aggressive, being intimidating, blocking shots, rebounding, getting some easy baskets. Their flow was better. Their shots were more open. When they stand and don't move much on offense, they're an easy team to guard. But because of their size and speed and ability to play above the rim, when they're moving, they're awfully good.
So 3 of our Final 4 teams have figured out that they'll be here tomorrow. Now we're waiting for one more. Florida, Tennessee kicks it off at 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow on ABC. And Kentucky will await the winner of Ole Miss and Georgia.
The next game features number 6.
Florida looks so impressive this morning, especially in the second half. Tennessee just grinding out another victory, only allowing South Carolina 44 points. And Kentucky wins at 85-67 here tonight. So who will be the 4th team? We will wait and see in a moment. So Catlanta has been good to Kentucky again. They are now 23-7 in Atlanta in the SEC tournament as we await Coach Cal to make his way down to Joe Dean Jr. We will come back here from the coach. Stay with us. Back to Atlanta in a moment.